Good morning. It's beautiful weather, a little bit breezy here in southern Arizona, Pima County and Tucson, but a beautiful day. My name is Ian Rourke, and I serve as our Vice Chancellor of Workforce Development and Innovation for Pima Community College, and I'm honored to have been asked to serve as this morning's MC for our Flexible Industry Training Lab announcement, or FIT Lab. We have a number of dignitaries here today and a number of awesome, outstanding Pima Community College team members, and we won't have time to introduce all of them. In addition to our Vice Chair, Damian Klinko, who will be speaking in a moment, we have two other board members present. We have Maria Garcia, board member for Pima Community College District, as well as Dr. Meredith Hay, board member for Pima Community College District. Let's acknowledge the presence of our board members, please. And another honored and trusted partner for Pima Community College, and one with whom we like to partner with a lot because it means dollars for our learners, that is Marcy Euler, our president and CEO of the Pima Foundation. Due to extenuating circumstances, our provost, Dr. Dolores Duran-Cerdo, was not able to join us this morning. However, we've also been joined by our executive vice chancellor and president of campuses, Dr. David Doré. And again, thank you to all of the Pima Community College media members, workforce development members, and others who are present here this morning, as well as members of the media. Before we progress any further with this announcement for our FIT Lab, our Flexible Industry Training Lab, we would like to acknowledge that today's event is taking place on the ancestral lands of the Tohono O'odham Nation and Pasquayaqui people who have been working and living on these lands since time immemorial. And with that, I'm going to introduce our first speaker, our Vice Chair of the Pima Community College Board, Damian Klinko.
Good morning. Thank you so much. On behalf of the governing board of Pima Community College and the citizens of Pima County that we are elected to represent, we are thrilled to make this announcement today of this $1 million investment facilitated by Congressman Raul Grijalva into our FIT Lab, our FIT Flexible Industry Training Lab, a 10,000 square foot space dedicated to meet the needs of business and industry and partnerships with the public in our workforce system. This space will truly redefine what successful partnerships with business and industry looks like here in Southern Arizona. It's a space for industry and learners to collaborate, and it's not tied to academic calendars, which means it really creates this flexible opportunity. We expect to have the full $1 million spent and the equipment delivered by this time next year, and we're going to keep this space flexible to adopt the most current equipment for employers' use, keeping pace with new technologies in this ever-evolving 21st century environment. So we are so delighted to be here, and again, thank you to Congressman Grijalva for his facilitation in making this funding happening. So let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. And in addition to supporting the comprehensive mission of all community colleges, including our own Pima Community College, Chancellor Lambert has been a champion for transfer education, liberal fine and performing arts, as well as our workforce development mission, which ensures the comprehensive nature of our college in order to meet both the emerging workers in our community, as well as those incumbent workers who need upskilling and reskilling opportunities in order to fulfill their college and career dreams for the duration of their careers. And with that, we are going to turn it over to our Chancellor and CEO, Lee Lambert. Chancellor?
Thank you, Ian, and good morning, everybody. Another exciting day at Pima Community College as we announce the $1 million investment that the federal government is making into Pima Community College. And I want to thank Congressman Grijalva for your unyielding support, for all the work you're seeing happening here in our community at Pima Community College. This investment is part of a larger effort that we started a few years back, supported by the governing board of the college. Without the board support, a vision of pulling together centers of excellence would not come to fruition. So I want to just thank the board for your incredible support to make this happen. Also, I want to thank our faculty, our staff, and administration, because without your support, the how and the what would not occur. So I want to thank you all too. So let's give them a hand of recognition as well. But what really showcases all of this are the partnerships that bring together great opportunities for our community. And I want to recognize Caterpillar, because when Caterpillar first came to town, they sat down with us and they wanted to create a special, unique concept called the Applied Technology Academy. And that really lays the seeds for what is really happening here at the college, but more importantly, what's going to happen here at the Fit Lab. Because now we're opening up opportunities to do more of this similar kind of work with business and industry to train their existing workforce, the incumbent workforce, but also for us as a whole community, for new employees as well, and for students, the opportunity to really participate fully in a 21st century economy. Also want to note our partnership with the University of Arizona. Since we started the Applied Technology Academy with Caterpillar, the University of Arizona approached us about how we could strengthen our ties with the School of Engineering. So we work closely with them and their students to give them that applied real-world experience that our students at Pima Community College get because of the investments we make into the applied side of engineering and so many other disciplines. So with that, I will just close by saying again, thank you, Congressman Grijalva, and to your colleagues for your incredible support. Otherwise, we would not be able to outfit facilities like this with the modern technology tools needed for our learners and our workers in our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor, and since your arrival, you have challenged all of us here to keep partnerships in our community front and center to bringing value to our work and getting it done for those we serve in our community. It takes a combination of employer leaders, leaders in education, community-based organizations, and yes, the government in order to help us with the capacity to purchase the things we need in order to better serve our community and the learners of today and tomorrow. And so with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Representative Raul Grijalva, who has been a champion of the workforce as well as a champion for stewardship on the lands in which we live and work. Representative Grijalva.
First of all, let me at the outset say something I think is very important to acknowledge, is that this grant is significant, and it is a grant that I want to thank the governing board and the administration for going after it. It was competitive, and the word facilitate is an appropriate word. We supported it very much, but at the end of the day, it was Pima College that earned that grant, and you should be very proud of that. And also to say that the track record of innovation and looking beyond one's nose and looking at the future, what are we going to be like in 10 years, and what are we going to need in 10 years? The response to that workforce need from Pima has been consistent, and I think this grant brings that transition even to more heights, because we are going to transition. I was just talking to the young man, and let me thank Case Construction and the men and women that are responsible for the facility we're in building it and doing so in such a really good way and a very inspiring way. And I want to thank them. I jokingly said the people that do the work. I want to thank them very much, all of them, for the crews, the building managers and superintendents, and of course the company and its directors. Thank you very much. It's an investment in the college, but it is also by the people of Pima County, but it's also an investment in a part of our community, the downtown area, that needs it, and more importantly, centered around education. I think that's very, very key to have that kind of an institution in downtown, and Pima's doing that by the expansion that's going on this downtown campus. The other thing I was going to say is that we're going through a transition, and the workforce of my dad, construction, is still there. And with his job, he took care of me and my sisters, my mom, and got a house, put us through, helped us go through college, and did all the things that dads and moms do for their kids. And I think that, and so I'm not unique in that, but what my dad had is he had a consistent job. What my dad had was benefits, and what my dad had was insurance, and what my dad had was a job that paid him a livable wage in those days. And I think that as we prepare these young men and women for this workforce of the future in this building, that they too will benefit from that, and their families will. And I think industry will become more and more involved in this facility and what's going on here, the innovation, that's thinking 5 years ahead of our nose about what we're going to need. Industry is going to see that the workforce that comes from this college is going to be top flight. And they're going to want it, and they're going to want more. And I think this will become a hub for not just the innovation, but the training and preparation for a generation of workers that are going to benefit this community of ours greatly, and their families will too. Just like my dad did in construction. He made sure we did a little bit better than him, and I think the people that are educated here will do the same for their families. So Pima College should be congratulated. I'm proud to have played a part, and the part that now left to be done is the students and the legacy they leave as a consequence of the education they're going to receive in this building. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman, and again, thank you for your support and that of your colleagues and peers. And one final word, a couple of final words, maybe more than a couple of final words. Where we are all standing right now, because of this generous grant, members of the Applied Technology, Workforce Development, and Adult Education divisions will deliver for emerging workers today, tomorrow, and into the future. In partnership with Arizona at Work, Pima County, our public workforce system, as well as our employer partners, this lab where we are standing will help those individuals get those livable wages and those livable jobs that the Congressman spoke of. I'd like to thank 3 other additional people that helped ensure that their teams and they themselves make sure that on the ground what we needed in terms of information on our application got this done. That is Dean Amanda Abens in Workforce Development, Dean Greg Wilson in Applied Technology, and Carmen Cueva, who advocated tremendously for the Fit Lab throughout the design process as our faculty and director of manufacturing. So thank you, 3 of you, and your teams as well. With that, we conclude today's event. Thank you.